super proud of my ball club tonight. Just as a head coach, I told them after the game, you look where we were the last time we played USC Upstate and look at where we're at now. And we still got a lot of season to go. We all understand that. But in this moment right now, for us to play the game that we played tonight, just says a lot about our kids. And, they never gave in. They got punched in the face, and they've been punched in the face at different times during the season. But, my guys show a lot of toughness and a lot of very resilient group. And they just kept plugging along and kept fighting. And, I'm just so proud of my team, sitting there, after the game with a 9-2 victory against a great USC Upstate team. That's a postseason club in that other dugout. And, we played a great baseball game. So just super proud of my team.
Coach Trevor Gross from StuTigers.com. How about the job that Clayton did for you in middle relief after not pitching at all over the weekend? And also you were able to get Davis Sharp in there to start the game and go 2 innings. What was your assessment of his performance?
Well, it was great to get Davis back in there. He hadn't been able to pitch in quite some time. And, he had a couple leadoff guys reach base. And again, USC Upstate does a good job of just using the whole field and hitting the ball all over the ballpark. And that's what they did. They scored a couple runs off of him, but it was good to get him back out there. And, I think Nick Clayton's one of the best pitchers on our pitching staff, quite honestly. So I felt really good. He was the first guy that I wanted to, end the game after Davis. And, he was well rested. But Clayton's one of the best pitchers on this pitching staff. And I mean, you look at his line today, through 4 innings, only gave up 2 hits with 2 punch outs. He was phenomenal. And then our bullpen, after Clayton, Jeff had a great outing for us. And Nick Clayton, again, 2 innings with 4 punch outs was just fantastic for us. So, Nick did a heck of a job, and, all the guys behind him did a great job too. But he kind of bridged the gap, to those guys, and he deserves a lot of credit for the win tonight.
Hey, Coach, this is Robert with the Clemson Insider. Looked like your team played with a lot of emotion tonight. You had to like seeing that out there.
Yeah, I love seeing that. I love seeing good raw emotion in the dugout, enthusiasm, and that's what the game is all about. That's what college baseball is all about. We're not playing professional baseball where they sit on the bench and just watch the game. A lot of these guys will get a chance to go play pro ball at some point in their career, and they'll get to experience that. But for now, they're college baseball kids. They should be rooting for each other and showing a lot of energy and enthusiasm in the dugout. And USC Upstate, they show a lot of energy and enthusiasm in the dugout too. And we had to match them tonight. We certainly did that.
Coach, this is the first time, amazingly, that you've had Kier this late in the season. Just how much has he meant to your lineup? And obviously had a big game tonight and kind of set the tone in the second inning with that 2-out double.
Well, Kier, you said it. Kier is amazing. He stepped up with some big hits for us. Heck, I thought the 2-strike single RBI in his second at bat was the most impressive at bat of the night, quite honestly. Fouled some pitches off and got a pitch up in the zone and stayed in the middle of the field. He had a heck of a night. Got hit by a pitch, had a 2-strike base hit RBI. He got a bunt down, and then he hit the 3-run jack off of their closer, who has got a heck of an arm, and that was a huge blow there late in the ball game, 4-2 game at the time. 2 guys on base, and he hit one off the batting cage. So Kier's a guy that's played a lot of baseball for us, and we're certainly grateful to have him healthy and playing great baseball for us this late in the season. He's a big piece of our offense.
Hey, Monte, Michael Lanana with the State. Hope you're doing well. It's been a little while. I've been following you guys from afar, and just the grit you guys have shown these past few weeks, these past 7 games, obviously really kind of putting your season in a better shape. I mean, what have you seen from these guys over these past 7 games? And how do you feel about where you guys stand now? You mentioned where you were the last time you played Upstate versus this time. Just how do you feel about where you guys stand now?
Well, I feel good about it because we kind of put it on the shoulders of the older players, quite honestly. You know, you got Sam Hall back in the lineup. You got Kier, Parker. You know, you got the freshman phenom and Grice, but he's surrounded by some older guys and some veteran guys that can do really good things on defense and at the plate. And, you know, our pitching staff is, you know, we've got some veteran guys who have been throwing the ball really well for us. So, I mean, quite honestly, it's just the older guys in the program, you know, that have stepped up and just given us that calming presence on the field and, you know, that consistency that we needed. And again, you know, you look at where we were the last time we played these guys and look at where we're at now. It's just, you know, I'm just really proud of our club. You know, again, we've got a long way to go, Michael. We still got 10 games to go, and we're going on the road playing a really good Georgia Tech team. And it's not going to get any easier for us, but, you know, just really proud of the way that we've been playing right now. And hopefully we can continue to do it. But, you know, it's going to be up to them. It's going to be up to the older guys, you know, just continuing to, you know, get the ship going in the right direction and putting the team first and grinding out at bats, making plays on defense, and our pitching staff just pounding the strike zone and, you know, limiting the free 90. That's been a huge key for us, you know, during this stretch. Is we've done a good job of minimizing the free 90 and forcing the other team to beat us by swinging the bat. And if we can do that, you know, if Clemson doesn't beat Clemson, we're pretty dang good, and we can play with anybody in the country.
Hey, Monte, this is Will. I'm just curious if you saw Coach McDonald's rant last night after the game with Vandy, and, you know, and just get your thoughts. You know, would you guys like to see some more fans, especially when you play the Gamecocks here next week and also against Duke?
Well, I think all of our guys, you know, and our coaching staff, listen, however many people can get in our stadium that, you know, the guidelines, the CDC guidelines that the school looks at and passes on to the athletic department. We're pretty big on just controlling what we can control. So, you know, however many they'll let in the stadium, we sure would like, you know, every seat to be filled with a Clemson baseball fan from here on out, because it means a lot to our players, you know, to feel that home field presence. That home field advantage, and we've got one of the best fan bases in the country, so we sure would love to have as many as we can, you know, here supporting our guys.
Coach, with Davis just pitching 2 innings tonight, will he be potentially available Sunday for the start in Atlanta?
We'll reevaluate that when we get there. You know, I would think that if we can, we'll probably stay with the, you know, obviously we're going to stay with Mac and Keyshawn. We'll use, you know, we'll use Clark as a piece out of the pen if needed to win a game. And if we don't use Clark in those first 2 games, you know, I would imagine that we would start Clark. But we'll just have to evaluate it. I mean, I think that's the beauty of the TBA on Sunday is we can evaluate Georgia Tech for 2 games and then decide who is the best matchup for them. I don't think that Davis for that. As a starter, he might be able to be used out of the pen, but, you know, he started today. He would only be on 3 days rest. And, you know, for a young man to be coming off a previous injury in this season, I don't think that would be fair to do that to him. You know, even if we were to start him, it would be a very short start. We'd have to use a lot of guys out of the pen. So I would say it's more likely that we would use him, you know, out of the bullpen if needed. But listen, a lot of that's going to be dependent upon who we use, if we use Clark out of the pen in the first 2 games.
Right. And I was thinking it was Tuesday night tonight for some reason, because you usually play Tuesday night. But yeah, obviously that would be a day less rest for him.
Sure.
Coach, it seems like, and I know you don't like to be labeled, you know, anti-small ball. I know you do it situationally, but it seems like here lately it's been a little bit more prevalent with the sack bunts. How good is it just to see your guys be able to execute those, you know, as you're getting ready for the final stretch of the season?
Yeah, I'm pro winning baseball. I mean, I think that's the biggest key is I would say that typically from a philosophical standpoint, I don't like to give up outs if I don't have to. It's not so much that I don't like to bunt. It's just I don't like to give up outs just to give up outs. You know, if the matchup says that let's swing the bat, then we'll swing the bat, you know, in bunt situations if the right guy's up at the plate hitting. You know, I tend to trust my players. That's the bottom line. I tend to trust my players with the bat in their hand, you know, versus taking the bat out of their hand. That being said, I feel like we have some guys that can bunt and can move runners up. And in a game like this one, where it's a 4-2 game, you know, we needed to be able to bunt to win, you know, to help us win this game. And with this scenario, a lot of times in your lower scoring games, you know, you're gonna ask your guys to bunt more to put runners in scoring position, you know, to drive runners in. So yeah, I mein, it helps you win, but you also have to have guys like Kier step up and swing the bat when you move those runners up, you know. You know, that's a big part of it too. It depends on who you're bunting in front of, who's coming up to the plate, and what the situation is. But yeah, if we need to be able to bunt, because we need to be able to score, you know, be able to win low scoring games. So yeah, I'm not necessarily anti-bunt. I'm pro winning baseball, you know, based on what the situation calls for.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Next up is Kier Meredith. Go ahead with questions.
Hey, Kier, this is
Thank you,
Robert.
Trevor. Go ahead, Robert.
Hey, Kier, this is Robert. Talk to us a little bit about that 3-run bomb you had there in the 8th inning.
Yeah, guy was 98% fastballs. He didn't locate the first two well, and so I was sitting dead red. I got the pitch I was looking for and didn't miss it.
Kier, obviously the first meeting with Upstate didn't go so well. Was that still fresh in your minds going into this game? Was there a little bit of a pride or revenge factor for y'all?
I don't think it was a revenge factor. We're rolling right now. We're playing really good baseball. The mojo, the vibes, the energy has been good in the dugout. And so we just wanted to keep the momentum that we had from the past 2 weekends and bring it into this week. So we came out with a lot of energy tonight and just try to win another game.
Kier, Monte has credited the team leaders with this turnaround. What did you guys do to get things turned around?
You know, we came together collectively as a group, and we just decided, you know, we had about, I think, 20 games left rather. We just decided we we're going to go out, have a bunch of fun, and play as hard as we could, and let the chips fall where they may.
Kier, you've been a big part of this 7-game win streak. I think it's the latest in the season that you've ever played since you've been at Clemson. How nice is it just to be playing ball this late in the season?
Yeah, it's awesome. You're right. It is the longest I've played, or the latest in the year I've played. It's kind of weird that I hadn't done this in, I guess, 4 years now, but it's awesome for sure.
Anything else for Kier?
Kier, what were the emotions like for you on Sunday before the game? I know it was kind of a premature senior day, but just to have that tribute before the game against Louisville.
Emotions were everywhere, honestly. I can't believe it's already been 4 years since I've been here. I've loved every moment, and if I could start over, I would. So yeah, the emotions were everywhere.
All right, with that, thank you, Kier.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Kier.
Okay, last up is Nick Clayton. Go ahead with questions.
Hey, Nick, Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. Great job there in middle relief coming in the 3rd inning. What was working well for you on the mound tonight?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I really didn't have a little feel right there towards the end and then in the middle innings, but fastball was working whenever I was ahead, and then the changeup was just devastating to some of their guys. So it was just a good mix between those two right there.
Was it hard for you to sit through that Louisville series and not have a chance to get in the game and wait until Wednesday night for your opportunity?
You know, not really, because I mean we did such a great job out of the pen all weekend, and then it was just a great team win all weekend. But you know, obviously I wanted to get in there, but I'm just proud of the way we competed all weekend, and then it's great to get back in there today.
How nice was it for you to see Davis get back on the mound?
It was awesome. He's one of my good friends, probably one of my best friends, honestly. And just seeing him back out there competing, I know he's it's been a long time, rough time for him to get back out there, but he did a great job tonight, and super happy for him.
Nick, Coach Lee talked about the fact that y'all have really reduced the number of walks here during the 7-game win streak as a staff. Has that how big of an emphasis has been in your minds on just limiting walks?
Yeah, so since the Miami series, Miami was really bad. We had a lot of free 90s. So after that series, we all came together with Coach C, and we just wanted to emphasize making competitive pitches and big counts like 3-0. Like today, I got behind 3-0. Just trying to make competitive pitches in those counts. That way we can, the only way they can beat us is if they hit the ball hard and hit the ball out of the yard, really. So don't want to give them nothing easy.
Anything else for Nick?